President Obama says the U.S. is providing law enforcement and other help for Kenya. The president is about to address the United Nations General Assembly. One of the big topics there, Iran and a possible start of new relations. Will the leaders meet? Bill Plant is at the UN. Bill, good morning.
Good morning. When the president speaks to the UN this morning, he'll condemn that terror attack in Kenya. He'll call on the United Nations to pressure Syria to give up its chemical weapons and warn of consequences if they don't. And he'll discuss Iran's nuclear program. But look, what everybody here is really waiting to see is whether he'll meet with Iran's new, supposedly moderate president. White House officials have said repeatedly that there's no meeting scheduled with Iranian President Hassan Rouhani. But that doesn't mean none will occur. A meeting would have symbolic and historic value as the rhetoric between the two nations softens. Last year at the UN, no such meeting was even close. The Iranian president then, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, was a hardliner on the nuclear issue, and President Obama left no question as to the state of the relationship.
America wants to resolve this issue through diplomacy, and we believe that there is still time and space to do so. And that's why the United States will do what we must to prevent Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon.
Mr. Obama started this year's diplomatic effort Monday, his first day in New York. He met with the Nigerian president and attended a meeting with civilian leaders in developing countries. For his part, the newly elected Iranian leader, who projects an image as a moderate, is on a charm offensive in the lead-up to this year's meeting. When he arrived in New York Monday, his office tweeted a picture of, quote, President Rouhani making his way to Manhattan. And last week, in an opinion column published in the Washington Post, Rouhani wrote, rather than focusing on how to prevent things from getting worse, we need to think and talk about how to make things better. There's a history here of unplanned meetings between world leaders in the halls of the UN, but when a U.S. official was asked about President Obama and President Rouhani meeting by happenstance, he said, look, I don't believe anything would happen by happenstance in a relationship this important. But even if there is a meeting, don't expect any immediate results. There are too many unfinished issues between the two countries. And besides, Secretary of State Kerry is meeting with the Iranian foreign minister later this week. Nora, Charlie?
Bill, thanks.